lovely surprise. Nice to hear from you, Riley.
Elijah told me that you're gonna have your wedding soon. You're planning it already?
Yep, I am.
OMG, that is so awesome. I got so excited when he told me that. Have you decided the venue yet?
There was one really gorgeous place I was really trying to book, but they're booked up for the rest of the year. And the year after that. And the year after that. It's hopeless. And of course, Mitch is too busy to try and help find somewhere else. I've been busy too. I was worried we wouldn't even have time to do this. But the both of us have had a much easier time recently. But just in case, I'd like somewhere with a deposit, just for my own peace of mind if something comes up again.
You already had somewhere you wanted to do it? Wait a minute. Ugh, I bet it's somewhere cheap, isn't it? You better not cheap out on us. This is a big moment. You only get one shot at this, and you can't go somewhere lame and ruin it.
Cheap out? Really?
What? I'm just saying, no need to be defensive. Look, if you've picked out a place, there's like a high chance that it's going to be low budget, right? We all know you aren't exactly loaded. So if you're picking the place, it's bound to be shabby. You really gonna try and get a bargain for something as special as this? There's like plenty of places with openings if you just offer them enough money. They're telling you no because you're not worth it. Elijah was able to find somewhere because people are willing to make room for you if you have the funds. You're just not doing it right.
That is a horrible thing to say, Riley. Just because we don't have the money your family does, it doesn't mean we're lesser than you. Money isn't that important, especially for a wedding. What's important is that we do it together, not how popular the place is. So there's no need to look down on us. It's not like we're going to have it in some dump.
I didn't say you would be having it in a dump. You said it, not me. I'm just pointing out the obvious. I wanted to see if you were doing this right. Is that so wrong?
I see. Well, honesty is a good trait to have, I suppose. Not a lot of people are truthful nowadays. I'm not used to talking with blunt people. Maybe I took it too personally. I'm sorry if I misunderstood what you were saying.
I mean, you didn't misunderstand. You just shouldn't have been offended. I just said that knowing you're not putting the proper amount of money into this. That's just the fact. No way around it. Like, everyone knows it, so what's the problem? Did you think you were, like, middle class or something? You got some problems if you thought you were anywhere over the poverty line.
What? Why are we even talking about this?
Elijah has a lot of money, you know. You know where he works? He's loaded. I wouldn't have even given him a chance if he wasn't stinking rich. Maybe he can help you find a venue. Actually, never mind. I don't really want Elijah to use our money on you.
It's okay. I wouldn't dream of asking Elijah to help us out.
That makes sense. It must be so embarrassing seeing how much better off your own brother is than you. He's doing so well, and you, well, let's not mince words. You're poor.
I know I don't make nearly as much as Elijah does, but that doesn't really upset me. I'm not looking to be rich, but I wouldn't say that I'm poor. I don't work anywhere fancy, but I get by and that's enough for me. It's a bit unfair to call me poor just because I'm not that wealthy, isn't it? Not everyone can work like that, you know? Someone's gotta be the one to do all the manual labor that makes their jobs even possible.
As I thought. So that's just a roundabout way of saying you're going nowhere, right? I heard you worked, but I don't remember what company. Probably somewhere lame, right? Don't tell me. Fast food. Oh, I'm gonna hurl. You are at least working though, right? Or am I remembering wrong? You haven't quit or anything, right?
Yes, I am employed right now.
You should just marry someone better. It worked out for me. I don't have to lift a finger outside of the house. It would do you good to try and meet some other people. Then again, not everyone is cut out to be a housewife. Maybe you don't have what it takes. Elijah deserves only the best, and he got it with me.
Well, I hope he believes that, at least.
Of course he does. He's not an idiot. As for you, you're not exactly someone I could see staying at home and baking cookies. And you're not on an amazing career path. Oh, you've got a poor fiancé. No future money goals. It's not a stretch to say that you're poor, you know. So get off my case. Don't be so dramatic.
That may work for your marriage, but not everyone wants a life like that. Mitch and I are both happy working. I could never stay home like that. I get so bored. And of course, it's okay if you want to do that, but for me, I want to work. I like making my own money and helping provide for the both of us, and Mitch supports me in that. We just split the housework and such. We don't have kids or anything anyway, so there's not a lot of work to be done. It's only our mess we need to take care of.
Just admit you're poor and we can move on. I'm surprised you live in such a nice house as you do, though. How have you not run out of money yet? I can see you, begging in the streets in your future. So maybe don't act so pompous, or when you lose your home, no one is going to want to help you out. Don't burn your bridges with me and Elijah. We're your only hope.
I am not being pompous. I just thought it was kind of rude. You said you speak your mind. I'm allowed to speak mine too.
I don't really care about your opinion,
Cool.
Or how much money you make. I bet you do, though, huh?
What do you mean?
I can't imagine being so poor your husband can't even support the both of you. I'm not going to lose any sleep over this, but I bet you do. Almost every night, huh? I know I definitely would if I were you. Not knowing when you'll eat your next meal sounds miserable. That stress must be unbearable.
I don't think my life is anything at all like how you're representing it. We're not rich, but we're not struggling or anything. Mitch and I are certainly not wanting for food. We eat fine. I don't think I've ever skipped a meal, except maybe when I'm dieting.
Uh-huh. You expect me to believe that? You've got struggle written all over your face. You look twice your age already. I'd suggest makeup, but I'm not sure you could afford it. Not sure if it would do any good anyways. Some things are just too bad to fix. Yeah, I saw Mitch on my way home the other day too.
What do you mean? You saw him walking home or something?
Yep, wearing his work clothes. And it's so obvious what he was doing. He had a hard hat, a reflective vest, and he was covered in dirt. So he can't hide it from me now. He works in construction, right? That's gotta be rough.
Yeah, he works in construction.
OMG, does he work outside on the buildings? Don't tell me he works with sewers and stuff too. OMG, that's disgusting.
Is there a problem with that? What are you getting at?
Outside all day, no matter the weather, he's gonna get heat stroke one of these days. Even if he enjoys it now, he's gonna get tired of it eventually. You and Elijah really are so different. It's like you came from different worlds. He's doing so much better than you. It's unbelievable.
Yes, of course we're different. We're different people. Elijah is a corporate manager, I work in a shop, and Mitch works in construction. Just because we're family doesn't mean we have to all choose the same career path. That's ridiculous. There is nothing wrong with what we're doing. We do what makes us happy. And I'll have you know, Mitch loves his job. He loves designing and has no problem with what he's doing. He told me in the future he wants to help build skyscrapers and huge apartment buildings. It's his dream to build a house just for the two of us.
That's his dream? Gross. I know they say make reasonable goals, but you gotta aim a little higher than that. I don't know how you can do it. You're tougher than me, I guess. I wouldn't even consider dating someone as poor as Mitch. I want someone with a proper job to be the breadwinner.
Well, we're different people. We have different needs. And there's nothing wrong with that. But money isn't all there is. Only gold diggers think that. I mean, you didn't choose Elijah just because he has a lot of money, right? There's other things you need. You love him no matter what. That's what marriage means. You didn't choose to marry him so you could mooch off his money, right?
Of course I didn't do that. It was one reason, though. Elijah is a good person. And loaded. So he's good all around. And unlike you guys, he has an amazing dream. He has motivation. He's working hard to climb even higher up the ladder. For the both of us, you don't need to worry about my choices. I've thought this all through. I've looked at this from every angle, and he is perfect.
Elijah does have a lot of good points, but that's not all you need to think about when choosing who to spend your life with.
Come on. We both know, unlike his sibling, that he's drop-dead gorgeous too. I'm not so dumb as to overlook that, you know.
I wasn't talking about looks. That shouldn't be important at all. There's other things to consider. He's a really sweet guy. He's always worrying about his loved ones and doing whatever he can for them. But he's got faults too, like everyone. He's too naive. He needs help from his partner so he doesn't get scammed or something. And he always overworks himself. He needs someone to tell him when to stop.
You seem a little too into him. Is that why you're dragging your feet actually marrying Mitch? You're hoping your brother is going to come and sweep you off your feet?
Of course I'm not. Don't be disgusting. I'm not dragging my feet. I told you I'm just trying to lock down the perfect venue. I am so thrilled to be marrying Mitch, regardless of how much money he makes, and I'm sure he feels the same way about me.
I'm not so sure about that. The whole thing is kind of weird the more I think about it. You marrying him as a way to get suspicions off of you. You knew Elijah was forbidden to you, so you're just marrying whatever sad sack will work as a cover. I guess it doesn't bother me so long as you understand your place. I mean, it's not like I can really think any less of you anyway.
You're being ridiculous. Can you stop it with the crazy stories? If you're gonna keep doing this, I'm going to have to stop talking with you because this is stressing me out.
Wow, way to be rude about it. But okay, I gotcha. I'll stop teasing you.
Thank you.
I wouldn't want to make you cry or anything.
I'm not going to cry about this, but whatever, as long as you stop.
Besides, I bet you're an ugly crier. I can't even imagine your face being any uglier than it already is, but I'm worried about the people around you. I wouldn't want to subject them to seeing that.
That's really rude.
Okay, my bad. Elijah says I'm far too straightforward. I guess it's because I've never been called out for being so blunt. My family and friends let me get away with saying anything, which is to be expected since they wouldn't want to see this pretty face upset.
Okay, this isn't really how we should be talking to each other anyway. We're technically family since you married my brother. Let's act like it, huh? You're not a kid anymore. It wouldn't kill you to learn some tact. You can't just go around saying whatever you want. You're going to get yourself in trouble somewhere down the line, and you're not always going to have me or your family to protect you.
Oh, I'm so scared. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. You're just going to add more wrinkles to your face worrying like that. And trust me, you don't need any more right now.
I can't believe this. I know we haven't really sat down and talked one-on-one before, but you seemed so sweet. I really didn't think you'd be like this. I guess I misjudged you.
That's why I messaged you. Duh! Seemed like a good chance to finally meet the real you and vice versa.
I feel like you messaged me just so you could berate me. All you've done is spew hatred at me and Mitch.
I have not. I'm not that horrible. I was checking about the wedding, remember? Because I know you're not going to do it right because you don't have enough money. So I have a warning for you. I don't want you stealing any of Elijah's money.
What? Where did that come from?
We have plenty, but it's for us. Elijah is sweet, and I'm worried he'll try to help you. Like you said, he's easily pressured. If you asked him behind my back, he'll probably cave. But you're a big girl. You can figure your own stuff out. Just because you're poor doesn't mean the rest of your family is supposed to support you. So just leave my husband out of it and find a way to make your own money, okay?
What are you even saying? I've never given any indication I wanted to do something like that, and I wouldn't. You're being paranoid. Have you really been worried about this?
I know your plan already. You've got no money, so you're going to host it at the cheapest place you can find. And then Elijah will pity you and offer to help. I know how you poor people think. I'm on to you.
I don't think all poor people think the same, and I don't think you understand what I'm thinking at all. No offense.
Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry, but I can't take this anymore. Unlike you, I'm really busy. I've got a lot of stuff to do, and I'd rather not spend it on this meaningless convo. I'm sorry. I'm gonna step out.
That's a funny way of saying you ran out of excuses. You can't fool me. Whatever. I said what I wanted to say, so I hope you think about it. You can forget any stupid plans you have of stealing our money. See you later, I guess. color me shocked. Oh yeah, hi, I guess.
What did I do this time? Are you just back to insult me again or something?
There's no need to be that suspicious, girl. We're family, right? I wouldn't insult you. Besides, I didn't say anything other than the truth. Anyway, we got your wedding invitation. I've been looking at it for a few minutes now.
Oh, all right. Is there a problem?
It says it's being held at Million Dreams Garden. That's absolutely amazing. I'm super proud of you. That place is top tier. Did you, use your life savings on that?
Oh, so you're not upset? That's good. But no, we didn't have to use all of our savings. I wouldn't feel right wasting all of my money on one day.
Are you okay after spending all that? You guys still got food to eat, right? Or have you not paid it yet? Are you going to be able to cover it?
If I couldn't afford it, I wouldn't have picked it.
But you can't afford it, right? This just makes so much sense. Not gonna lie, it's kind of confirmed my theory. I knew you were trying to get Elijah's money.
What? How did it get back to this? I thought we were over this.
You're trying to get some sympathy points from this. Rent a nice place. Tell him it's going to make you super happy. And then something comes up and you can't afford it. And Elijah will help cover it. And then he'll keep giving you money.
Is this all you can think about? Why are you so worried?
Of course it's not. I have more important things in my life than worrying about you. But it is a problem and I want to address it. You can cancel it if you want now that I know what you're doing, but that's not going to change anything. I know now what you want. Unless you got it for cheap. Did the venue pity you, perhaps? Did someone give you a discount?
It was a little cheaper than normal, yeah, because people don't rent it out during this time of the year usually, and a situation sort of happened that lowered the price.
Of course. I should have known you wouldn't spend that much money, even if you planned on conning Elijah into helping you. There's no way you could have put down a deposit for something like that. That place is crazy popular.
Yeah, I know it is. That's why I chose it.
I asked them myself back when we were arranging our wedding, and they told me they had no more spots. They told me they were booked for the next 3 years, so we had to go somewhere else. How on earth did you get a booking? What did you do?
Apparently, when I went over there, someone had just canceled their reservation. It was just a stroke of luck, I guess, but that meant there was an empty spot on discount for the taking.
You'll stick out like a sore thumb in a rich place like that, you know. Why don't I help you move it somewhere more your style?
Huh? I thought you weren't interested in helping. Also, I kind of want to do it all myself.
If we go somewhere that amazing, I might never want to leave again. And people will see me with you. It would be perfect if it was for me and Elijah. It's a place for the upper class.
Well, you two already had your wedding, so tough luck. And we've already decided. As you already noticed, I've sent out the invitations.
It's so easy to figure out what you're planning because you're poor, so all your plans are to make money. And since I am upper class, I'm smarter and can think clearer.
I don't really get what you're saying. I spent more money on a nice place because I wanted to make money? How does that work exactly?
So we gonna change it to somewhere else?
Are you not going to answer my question? Guess not. Anyway, we were so lucky we got that spot, there's no way I'm giving it up now.
Ugh, I knew you'd be like this. I had a better idea than yours, but you won't even listen to me. Just think about it. If you let me change the venue, you'll probably save enough money to book 2 other places. Think about how happy Mitch would be if he could see you in your beautiful dress not once, but twice. 2 weddings, maybe even more, and you won't be in crippling debt for the rest of your life.
I legit have no idea what you're even talking about. It sounds like a waste of money, though, and I don't think Mitch would be into it at all, so that's going to be a hard pass.
I already know Mitch will love the idea. Don't even worry about that.
Oh, really? And how is that?
When I got married, all Elijah wanted was for me to be happy. He didn't care what our wedding looked like. Whatever I said was law. I'm sure it's the same with Mitch, if he's got even an ounce of decency.
This conversation is going to give me a headache. You can't be in charge of the wedding. Sorry. I've already started, and I don't trust you to do it anyway. And Mitch already agreed with what I decided.
You're no fun. Do you always have to play by the books? I'm gonna be stuck in a lame dress in some lame place you pick. Sounds like a living hell. I'd rather die.
Lame place? You said yourself that the Million Dreams Garden is a great venue. You said you wished you could have had your own wedding there. So will you stop with this lame wedding crap? I'm really getting sick of it. I'm trying to stay civil because you're my sister-in-law, at least for now, but you're really pushing it.
At least for now? What does that mean? I'm not going anywhere, if that's what you're getting at. Don't act like I'm some spoiled brat. You're only, 2 years older than me? And considering your position, I wouldn't say you're exactly experienced or wise. You're just a dirty, poor, trying to put on airs with a wedding venue above your station. So don't act like you're better than me.
Not exactly what I meant. But yes, in a way you are acting like a spoiled brat. In that way, I suppose I am better than you. I have manners, for one, and I consider myself pretty kind. But as I said, for now, we're stuck with each other. We'll have to get along at family gatherings at the bare minimum. So it wouldn't kill you to show me some respect back. Nothing crazy, but not attacking me every chance you get is a good start.
You may be older, but Elijah is still the pride of your family. If anything, you should be respecting me for being the one the best sibling chose to marry.
Why are we acting like there's some sort of sibling hierarchy here? We aren't in Victorian times. No one cares about the pride of the family anymore. We're all doing our own thing and succeeding in it.
Are you blind or something? Of course something like that matters. Mitch works in a crappy blue-collar job, and we both know he's not going anywhere. He's going to be stuck doing that forever. No matter what, you're both going to be poor, and you're asking me to pretend like we're equal somehow? What, do you want me to sympathize with you? Oh, I'm so sorry you're marrying a trash man. Better yet, why don't we just accept reality and call a spade a spade?
You'll really turn any suggestion into a fight, won't you? All you have to do is not be actively toxic to me. Don't call me names. Don't call Mitch names. Act like an adult. Even if we don't have as much money as you guys, you have no right to be so rude to us.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. Just remember what I told you before. Don't come crawling to us for the money when your perfect husband doesn't work out, okay? Wow, you made it. The day of the wedding is upon us. Congratulations. It's strange to even let those words leave my brain.
Well, I appreciate you reaching out with some good news for once. Thank you.
I did a lot of thinking about this whole wedding business. Like, a lot. I realized I'd rather not go at all.
Oh, is that so?
I'm busy as it is, being a loving wife to a rich husband and all. Plus, I don't really have any interest in seeing you in the first place. So going out of my way, wasting my time to see you in some horrible wedding dress? No thanks.
What did Elijah say about that when you told him?
I didn't tell him.
Well, don't you think he's going to figure it out, and rather soon at that?
Oh, he's been on a business trip. Since he got an amazing high-paying job and everything. He said he was going to try and come back for the wedding, but he got caught up or something. I think he's on his way there already, though. He told me to go and support you in the meantime. I did try and tell him, but he was moving around or driving because the connection was terrible. So it cut off before I got the chance. He's not going to care, though, so that's not that big of a deal.
I see.
I don't really want to go, so I probably won't, but I can still humor you, I suppose. If you're just absolutely desperate for my attention. I charge $10 an hour for my time.
Wow, how generous. Only 10 for an hour? That's quite a cheap way to sell yourself. Anyway, I'm actually quite busy today, with the wedding, so if you can stop messing around, I'd appreciate it.
I'm not messing around. I'm being serious. I would brighten up the room, add some style to your wedding. I know it needs it. But then again, I guess I'm too pretty. I'll stand out and everyone will think I'm the bride.
I think you've got the wrong idea, Riley.
Wrong idea on what? I only speak the truth. I told you this. What am I doing wrong? You can't tell me I'm wrong. These are just the facts.
No, you see, that's not the problem. The problem is you're not even invited to the wedding.
What?
So I'm not upset that you couldn't make it. I never even formally invited you in the first place. That wedding invitation was for Elijah, only, with no +1. You just assumed you were invited, so I'm sure I'll be fine without your charitable services. I'm trying to have a nice day. I'm not worried about making anything perfect right now or adding more expenses. Not that I couldn't afford the $10 before you start with your poor jokes, but I'm not going to. Even for that cheap price, it's not worth it.
What do you mean there was no +1?
I don't know how else to explain it. There was no +1. It was an invitation just for Elijah. I didn't have your name on it at all.
We're married. Where he goes, I go. That should be obvious. It doesn't need to say my name. It's implied.
Yes, you're married, but you're still separate people. If I wanted both of you, I would have written both of your names on there. I wouldn't treat you like part of Elijah. It was meant only for him. That's why only his name was on there.
What? Why wouldn't you invite me? What did I do? I'm Elijah's wife. If you invite Elijah, it's only reasonable you include me too. We're sister-in-laws.
It doesn't really matter, does it? In the end, you decided not to come, so I don't see what the big deal is.
It's the principle of the matter. Not wanting to go is completely different than you refusing to let me come.
It would have ended the same anyway, even if I didn't tell you. It's my wedding. I can invite whoever I want, and you've been rude to me, so I decided I didn't want that negative attitude near me on my big day.
Does Elijah know about this? He's going to be so upset with you when he finds out you're excluding me like this. I'm his wife, for God's sake.
Actually, I already did tell him. When I gave him the invitation, I let him know that you weren't invited.
Don't lie to me. He would be upset. He hasn't said a word to me. You're making it up.
I showed him the messages you've been sending me. He seemed really upset with you, Riley, and he said he understood why I didn't want you coming. He probably didn't say anything to be nice to you.
You showed him our texts, but those are private. You didn't do that. He would have told me.
It's not my job to convince you. You can deny it if you want. I was just letting you know since you brought it up. But hey, I'm just telling you the facts. You love that, right? Want to know what else he told me? He said he felt deceived. He was hurt that you did this sort of thing behind his back.
No, he didn't. He loves me. He's absolutely head over heels for me. He would never speak about me like that.
As your husband, he was ashamed. Ashamed that you had acted this way. He even apologized to Mitch. He told us he would never treat us like we're inferior to him.
I didn't say anything that wasn't true. Mitch works at a construction company. He doesn't make much money, so you have to work as well. Those are just the facts.
He may not be some big shot or work at a huge company, but it's a good job and it makes him happy. And the company has very good ratings. It's known for never cutting corners. They get the job done right the first time. And the company is doing well, so it's showing no signs of shutting down anytime soon. He'll be at his job for at least a few years. They got orders backed up for years.
What does that matter? Even if you enjoy it, you're not making any money. You can't live off of happiness.
You never actually asked what my husband did. He's a professional architectural designer, and a great one at that. He spent years training for it, and actually the company is his. He's a business owner. He's been super busy with it, so I barely see him nowadays.
He owns the company?
Yep, he's got his office right downtown. It's a great spot, close enough to everyone for any sort of project.
What? But you can't afford that. Did you go into debt just to buy that office? That's ridiculous.
We're not in debt. We have plenty of money. I mean, have you heard where we're having our wedding?
But you don't even live around there. Do you expect to drive down there every day? That doesn't make sense.
We actually just finished moving. We got a nice condo right in the city.
You bought a condo?
Yep. And actually, Mitch designed Million Dreams Garden and his company built it. That's partially why I really wanted to do our wedding there. I'm glad we were able to.
No way.
He's actually a really popular designer in this area. I'm surprised you didn't know. I basically begged him to work on the project.
But he's just an architect. How much could he possibly make?
Well, architects are paid pretty well, and it's a pretty important job for construction companies after all. I think Mitch ended up making twice what Elijah made last year. Pretty crazy, right?
What?
He used that cash to start his own business, and now he's completely loaded with work. I doubt he'll get a break for months after the honeymoon, but he's made absolute sure he has time for that.
How could he be making more than Elijah? I've never heard about this. Someone should have told me.
Well, it's not exactly any of your business, is it? Plus, with the way you were talking to me, I didn't feel like justifying myself. I didn't keep anything from you. You just made things up in your head.
But you should have told me. You let me get the totally wrong idea about you guys. I wouldn't have said those things to you if I had known. I could have come to the wedding too.
You weren't invited, so you wouldn't have come. I don't need friends who are only friends with me for my money. If your attitude changes that quickly, you're incredibly shallow.
Wait, I can still come now. It's not too late. We can fix this.
I just told you that you aren't invited.
Please don't say that. Look, I'm going to change into something nice right now. Then I can be on my way over to see you. If I take a taxi, I'm pretty sure I can make it in time.
There's no seat for you here.
That's okay. I can bring one then.
Bring a seat for yourself? What are you thinking? I've never seen someone show up to a wedding with a lawn chair before.
Well, I can sit with Elijah. He can share his seat with me. Or I can sit on his lap. We can make it work.
That's not gonna work. Elijah already knows I didn't invite you. He's not going to share with you.
I'm his wife. Of course he will. It'll be okay. Let me just apologize in person. You'll see how sorry I am because I really am. I made a huge mistake. Please forgive me.
That's the first nice thing I've ever heard coming out of your mouth. If you're really that worried about it, you're free to show up, I guess. It's not like I can physically stop you anyway.
Wait, really? Okay, great. I'm in a taxi right now on my way. They said I should get there in like 10 minutes.
OMG, have you been typing while getting changed? And while calling a taxi? You're really serious about this, huh?
I don't want to be late. I'm going to make it in time.
I'll try and have something prepared, I guess. A bit last minute, but I'll see what I can do.
For me? Am I getting a special seat or something? Or a meal specifically made for me?
You're very optimistic. I don't think you understand exactly how I feel about this right now.
Well, I finally have a chance for you to forgive me. Just a few more minutes. I can see the venue now. All right, Abby, I'm here. I made it just in time. Where are you? I'm getting out now.
OMG, you really came?
Of course I did. I told you I was on my way. What were you preparing for me? I'm so excited. I'm so glad you let me come.
I left it at the receptionist's desk. I told her you were coming. Just go over and give her your name and she should give it to you.
Really? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Wait, what exactly is this? Is this divorce papers? And it has Elijah's name on it? What is this?
Elijah said he wanted to give it to you after the wedding was over. He planned on giving it to you for a while now, I think, but he heard you were coming and decided to hand it over as soon as possible. I told him he could leave it at the receptionist's desk. That way you wouldn't even need to come in because you weren't invited.
What do you mean?
You don't have an invitation. All I said was you could come over here. I didn't say I would let you in. But I feel bad letting you go home empty-handed, so I wanted to at least let you take something home. Elijah offered to use this.
I don't need this. And the staff just turned me away as soon as they handed it to me. This is terrible service. They told me as soon as I picked up my item, I had to get off the property immediately. Isn't that cruel? Did you tell them to do that?
Not exactly. I told them anyone without an invitation was not allowed to come in.
But I came all the way over here. You told me to.
I didn't tell you to. I said you didn't need to come, but that if you insisted, you could. I never said you could come in, though. Elijah said it saved him a lot of time letting you come pick it up yourself, though. To get it over with, you know. I think we're all glad this is finally over.
No, it's not over. Let me in. I'm going to the wedding. We're going to fix this. Let me see Elijah.
Sorry, but the answer is gonna be a no. The lady from the front desk came over and said someone suspicious is hanging around the property. Is that you, Riley?
I'm not suspicious. We're family. I'm meant to be here.
Have you read your own texts? They said your dress is ripped and one of your high heels is cracked.
That's only because I was rushing. I did look nice, but I was so worried I wasn't paying attention. I tripped on the way here and ripped my dress.
Dang, sounds like you had a hard time. Hope you get some rest. Go home. You can relax there. Just be careful not to trip again on the way back.
No, I am not going home. Can you not hear me? I'm calling for you. I'm trying to apologize. Please let me. Please let me in. I need to see Elijah. Please tell him I don't want him to leave. Please, let me tell you I'm sorry.
I'm still not letting you in. Sorry. Anyway, I think we're getting ready to start now that everyone's settled in. Nice knowing you.
Wait, please. I'm so sorry.
Elijah went through with the divorce. It was all settled really quickly. I heard that Riley had to move in with her parents since she had no money of her own. But since her family found out how she had treated me and what she had done, they were furious. They disowned her and told her she wasn't welcome there anymore. I'm not sure exactly how, since she proudly didn't have a job, but she managed to get enough money for an apartment. But there's definitely not going to be any more splurging in her future. There's no time because now she has to work all day. She starts at noon and doesn't get home until morning. She had to pick up 2 jobs to keep up with the rent, I think. She's lost a lot of weight, apparently. I suppose that's from all the hard work she's not used to doing. Riley caught Mitch on his way home from work recently. She apparently asked for him to help her get back with Elijah. He said he barely even recognized her. She was like a totally different person. As for us, our wedding went perfect, besides the whole situation with Riley. And right after, we went on an amazing honeymoon together. Italy. So romantic. But now that we're back home and things have gone back to normal, we're thinking about moving. We might even build our own dream house. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like the video and share it with your friends. For more content like this, you can subscribe to our channel.